to this overflow room and try to get most of the folks inside before we start the service. So it'll be just a few minutes.
Can you turn this on? Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, can everybody hear me? I want to welcome you on behalf of Matt, Morgan, Quinn, and the rest of their family to this service to remember Lucas, Carlos, Alexander, Yeakley. I'm an old friend of Morgan's from working in outdoor education where we taught kids with unique learning challenges. One thing we have in common is that we all have our own difficulties. As I understand it, Lucas had more than most, and I know that it was hard on his family as well. I did not know Lucas, but when I hear Matt and Morgan speak of him, their eyes light up with an undeniable spark of love. We pull for underdogs, and it is tough when things don't go the way we want. I know that when Matt and Morgan adopted Lucas, they hoped he would be happy and find his path. I am sure the grandparents, John, Diana, Sharon, Jim, Maggie, and Chuck, all supported Matt and Morgan when they brought Lucas home and had Quinn. Together, they put in the work to build the foundation for health and happiness. Sadly, sometimes things just don't work out the way we hope, and no matter how much energy goes into it. Matt and Morgan are brave, and so is Quinn. The decisions that started all this were based on love and hope, and this is the strongest energy there is. This service and the time together give us an opportunity to grieve and give thanks, as well as reconnect in person. It is the bonds that connect us that help give us the strength to move forward. The work that goes into supporting one another is not always fun and easy. It can be really hard. Just as people have been coming together to clean up and rebuild after Helene, we have an opportunity to support these folks and the rest of their extended family, which certainly seems to include this whole community. I want to thank you for coming today. I know it means a lot to the family. My wife Jessa will now read a poem that Morgan chose.
So, on the hard days, you must remind yourself you wouldn't trade the love to escape the grief. You wouldn't erase the happiness to avoid the pain. You will endure a lifetime of missing for the privilege of having loved. Author, Jameson Arasi.
Thank you, Jessa. At this time, we're going to watch a slideshow remembering Lucas's life.
I fell by the wayside like everyone else. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, but I was just kidding myself. Our every moment I started a place, 'cause now that they're gone, all I hear were the words that I needed to say. When you hurt under the surface, like troubled water running cold. Well, time can heal, but this won't. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you were the storm to weather. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So, before you go, was never the right time, whenever you're cold, went little by little by little until there was nothing at all. Our every moment I started to play, but all I can think about is seeing that look on your face. When you hurt under the surface, like troubled water running cold. Well, time can heal, but this won't. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you were the storm to weather. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So, before you go, we'll be better off by now. If I let my walls come down, maybe I guess we'll never know. You know, you know. Before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you were the storm
Oh, I hope you know I will carry you home, whether it's tonight or 55 years down the road. Oh, I know there's so many ways this could go. Don't want you to wonder, darling, I need you to know. We were talking to the sunset, throwing dreams against the wall. I know none of them are stuck yet, but I bet it on you, honey. Oh, I would risk it all. These days, these nights, I'm changing. My mind is set on you. I'm not afraid to say it's true. Oh, I hope you know I will carry you home, whether it's tonight or 55 years down the road. Oh, I know there's so many ways that this could go. Don't want you to wonder, darling, I need you to know. In this and every life, I choose us every time. California dreaming, our whole life fit in that car. Didn't have a bed to sleep in, but we kept each other warm under a ceiling full of stars. These days, these nights, changing. My mind set on you. I'm not afraid to say it, to say I do. Every time. I will carry you home, whether it's tonight or 55 years down the road.
Will you please join me in a moment of silence to remember Lucas and send him love? Thank you. Now Lucas's sister Quinn will speak, and then Matt and Morgan.
Dear friends and family, thank you all for coming to this celebration of life. This day, among many in the past and future, is an impossibly heartbreaking one. Growing up with Lucas, as my brother, has been one of the most beautifully difficult things to do. As many of us know, Lucas had his struggles. He fought to live every day with passion and love. While this all may be true, he also lived with joy. He was one of the funniest, kindest, and most loyal souls I knew. Growing up with him right by my side is one of the many reasons that I am the person who I am today. My brother was an amazing partner in crime. When we were kids, we would ravage the house by taking any item we could get our grubby toddler hands on, drag it into the living room, and create these massive piles of miscellaneous stuff. When we were finished, we'd allow our mom to have the privilege of cleaning it up. My brother lived bravely, and for that I applaud him. He has shown me how to not give as much of a crap sometimes, but to also love with loyalty and passion. Lucas loved fiercely. He never failed to remind me, and those around him knew how important they were to him. I will forever be grateful for him for showing me what it is like to have a best friend and a brother in one. I have many fond memories to pick through, but I'll only share one of my most memorable ones. Lucas and I together were hard to tame. One sunny day, we decided it was time for a trip. So we walked through the woods, the swamps, and under some barbed wire fences to the library. When we got to our library, we were covered in sweat, scratches, and mud. So of course, being the considerate kids we were, we took our shoes off and went inside. I remember the lady at the front desk immediately calling my mom and wondering why her kiddos popped up all scruffy and alone. For 20 years, Lucas was the other half of me. We did it all together, and I would give absolutely anything to hug my brother one more time and tell him I love him. I wish with every part of my soul he could have stayed with us in peace. One of my greatest wishes is this, that Lucas, you know how adored and loved you are. Wherever you are right now, I hope you can see everyone that came through for you today. I wish nothing but peace for you, brother. I'm sorry that life was so hard and painful for you. I'm forever grateful for your smile and your laugh. Thank you for being my brother, Lucas. I love you with all of my heart. I live for you as you live through me, forever loved and never forgotten. May you rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Wow. It's really powerful to see everybody here in this community coming together for us, and we really appreciate that. Lucas and I, or me as his dad, we had a lot of adventures together, and I have a lot of stories that have stuck in my head over the years. And I'd like to start with one story. When Lucas was 9 years old, we got him into hunting, and my old buddy Fred, who's here, we'd go up to his place around Halloween and hunt the black powder season, first of the year, first time we could get out in the woods. So we'd get up there on Friday evenings and get to bed, and then get up at 3 or 4 and always get a Hardee's biscuit, and Lucas loved his Hardee's biscuit, and drive an hour all the way in the dark, and then you get out of the truck. And this one day it was snowing, so it was really cold, and as we're walking into the woods to our stands, Fred immediately gets a deer, boom. And Lucas was so excited because anybody that knew Lucas well, he was the most curious creature on the face of the earth. I mean, when we'd all hang out as adults or whatever, like my friends Fred and Eric, we've talked about our trips with him, the questions he would ask. It's just one question after the next, just constant. And sometimes you were like, man, if I could just turn them off. But this day that Fred got a deer, all Lucas wanted to do was field dress it and be a part of that whole thing. So I think we went and sat in the woods, and Lucas and I didn't get a deer. So then we got a hold of Fred, and we came back out of the woods, and Fred got to show Lucas the whole process of field dressing, and Lucas, was poking and prodding and asking a question, and he wanted to know everything. It was an amazing experience with him. And then we left the woods, and I think we came back that evening for maybe another hunt. And we were in our headlamps. So, it must have been the next morning. We were in our headlamps, and I thought Lucas was behind me, and we were walking into the woods. And all of a sudden, I turn around, and there's no Lucas. And I'm like, oh, boy. He's 9 years old. Now he's walked off in the woods, and I don't see his headlamp. Well, he had cut off way before me a while ago, and I hadn't noticed him. And he went right to the pile of field dressing stuff to see what had happened to it, because he was so curious. Like he always wanted to know. And I finally found him after like freaking out for a minute, and he was just like, "Dad, it's all gone." Except like one part. And he was telling Fred all about it, and just he was so excited about that. So that was one of those stories that I'll keep forever. Lucas's curiosity. I got to do a lot of things with Lucas in his 20 years. We skied, we hunted, we fished, we rode dirt bikes together. We had a lot of fun doing that, a lot of big adventures. We camped a lot. I remember building his bedroom bed one day with him. He's like, "Dad, I need a new bed." And I was like, "Well, your dad's a builder, whatever, we'll make it happen." And we went to the shop, and we drug out a bunch of oak and planed it and built the legs, and by that evening we had him a new bed. It was awesome. One other story I want to share is about when Lucas was 11, I took him to Canada, and he was just starting. This is the early days of his struggles, and I had this feeling that taking him to this super remote wilderness area where I had experienced a lot of amazing time in my life might impact him. And we jumped in the truck. We drove 22 hours, or I drove 22 hours straight through to Canada, slept the night. We had all of our food ready to go. And in the morning, a old float plane loaded us up and flew us 100 miles into the Canadian wilderness and dropped us off. And there was a dock and a little cabin, 2 boats with motors and gas, and this giant lake called Lake Namagoose in the middle of nowhere. And it was just Lucas and I standing on this dock as a float plane took off. And I looked at Lucas, and I was like, and I'd already had this conversation with him prior to this trip. I was like, it's just going to be you and I. I had a sat phone in case something went wrong, but I was like, you're going to have my back. It's just you and I. So if Dad goes down, and he was game for that. He was ready. But when that float plane took off and we saw it go over the horizon, I looked at Lucas and I said, "What do you want to do? You want to unpack? You want to get moved in? You want to get our food stowed?" He's like, "No, I want to fish." Like, he wanted to fish. And so we got all of our rods out, got our gear ready to go, got in the boat, and went right to the spot where they said they'd given us a map that said, these fish are here, northern pike are here, walleye are here. And he said, "I want to go to the northern pike." So anyways, I got to have this experience with Lucas, and I'm so grateful. It was an amazing experience. We got to the other side of the lake. He cast once, reeled it in, nothing. Cast twice, and caught a huge fish half as big as he was. And he was so excited. And then he was even more excited because we got to clean it and eat it. So I also just want to most of you all know, or some of you do or don't, but Lucas spent almost 2 years at a place called Cherokee Creek Boarding School, or Boys School, which is mentioned in his obituary, where we, in lieu of flowers, we asked some money to go to. that organization was a boarding school to help struggling boys in Lucas's situation, and it had a profound impact on us Yeakley's lives and on Lucas's. And I'm so proud to think back of the work that that young man did to help himself as much as he struggled. And he really fought a good fight during that time. And he did continue, but during that time, he really made things happen. It was great. And I also want to say to Mama that what you did as a mama for that boy is unbelievable. And Quinn, you as a sister, both of you all, there's no words. It's amazing. Thank you. Lucas, my boy, I love you. I will always remember you. May you have peace. May you have peace. Thank you.
I mean, if all I said was thank you, it would be everything. Thank you all so much for being with us here today. This is not something we want to bear alone, so we are grateful. Lucas, my baby, such a cute, funny, special person. He loved his sisters, Quinn and Ruth. He loved football. He loved his pets. He loved Air Jordans and fast, loud cars. He loved his people, and he loved hanging with his friends. He was curious and loyal and sensitive. He was pure light. He was deeply devoted to you, Quinn, and you were the most amazing sister to him. I love you. Matt, you were a wonderful papa. You showed him all the fun, neat, and truly good things about life. I love you. And to our family, blood and chosen, and our community, you poured love into Lucas and our family over the years. Everything you did matters. Then and now. I love you. When Lucas and Quinn were 6 years old, I lost a friend who had 2 young children. And on that day, my deepest prayer changed from, "Don't let me lose a child," 2, don't let my children have to lose me. I would have done anything to make Lucas's life here better, but I would not ask him to stay one more day for me. So the last thing I can do for Lucas is to let him go, to help carry him home into everlasting peace and freedom. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping us do that. Lucas, thank you with all of my heart, soul, body, and mind for being ours. Thank you for all you gave us. I am honored to be your mother. And darling, don't want you to wonder. I need you to know. In this and every life, I choose us. Every time. Thank you.
Will you please stand with me now and say the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you for coming today to remember Lucas. You are all invited to join the family after the service for reception here in the funeral home. At this point, the family will recess and meet us in the reception hall while the home plays one last song. Broken Window Serenade by Whiskey Myers. This is dedicated to Lucas from Quinn with all her love.
Lay a couple of pretty flowers, that's what I brought to you. I saw you through a broken window with a different point of view. You had signs of depression from a long line of sin, and your face tells a story about the places you have been. I love you so. I thought you should know. And that muddy water's flowing, and as you take my hand past the creek down by the hollow, through your daddy's land, and I could buy you a diamond, but I cannot change the world, 'cause I ain't got no money. You'll never be my girl. I thought you should know. You was gonna be a singer, Hollywood is hard. Now you work down at the timeout off of 155, and you're dancing for your dollars, just trying to stay alive. It hurts me so. I thought you should know. And you feed your addiction with your crystal meth, and I plead for your life as it takes you to your death. You make your deal with the devil as your looks begin to fade. I saw you laughing through the tears as you slowly slipped away. I watched you go. I thought you should know. Yeah, I watched you go. I thought you should know. And that cold rain is pouring as they lay you in the grave, and I can barely recognize you in your fragile state. No more signs of depression from a long time ago. I throw in a pretty flyer as they slowly laid you low. It was a rose. I thought you should know. And it was a rose. I thought you should know. A couple of pretty flowers, that's what I brought to you. I saw you through a broken window with a different part